the intro on YouTube in the background. So here we go. All right. Whew. Hello, everyone. Little mama, no, no. You didn't snitch once and got me in trouble. Now, it would be me and I lose stuff. Now we're gonna get caught up on all the latest news and everything is everything. But it wouldn't be Taz if I didn't show y'all the latest thing that I'm excited about. Okay, I got a new bowl. I'm such a big kid. But hold on, wait a minute. Would you stop? The coolest thing about the bowl is inside. Wait a minute. No, I can't do it. There's even more. I got more silverware than a little bit to travel with. Silverware. Well, I guess plasticware. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm never beating the bougie allegations. I am never beating the bougie allegations, like ever. Okay. All right. Let's start here because there's been so much going on, from the Pentagon to Trump meeting with the UK Prime Minister to can you not bully me? Thank you. To me, getting bullied by a dog. But no, go lay down. Isn't it time for you to take a nap? Okay, coming from NPR. To members of the trans community, trigger warning. These are not my thoughts. I do not agree with them. I am updating you on the news. I am here for you. If you need to talk, if you need to vent. Coming from NPR. Pentagon directs removal of trans service members from the military. The Pentagon has directed that service members and recruits with gender dysphoria, yes, I know. Once again, reading the article according to how the memo was. And I'm choosing to read this article because I looked up the memo. And this wording is better. Be separated from the U.S. military in accordance with an executive order issued a month ago by Trump. A memo made public on Wednesday from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's office said service members or applicants for military service who have a current diagnosis or history of or exhibit symptoms consistent with gender dysphoria are incompatible with military service. The move comes after the president issued a January 27th executive order ordering the policy change and identifying gender dysphoria incompatible with high standards for troop readiness, lethality, cohesion, honesty, humility, uniformity, and integrity. There are so many things I want to say, but one, I don't want to appear to be talking over the trans community. And two, I don't want to get banned on two platforms all at the same time. Now, chalk this up to maybe personal bias because of everything that I have learned about the trans community. and things that have been accomplished by people that I'm recently learning have been members of the trans community. What does being a member of the trans community have to do with readiness, lethality, cohesion, honesty, humility, uniformity, and integrity? That seems to be an individual thing. If you're an honest person, you're an honest person. If you like, and before people go, how are you just now figuring out that some people are members of the trans community? I know you love to tell yourself that you can pick people out and you can tell. No, you can't. Okay, you've more than likely spent your entire life shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow with folks from the trans community and had no freaking idea. Okay, so cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit and ask yourself why you care. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? But I thought we were moving towards a meritocracy and these things were supposed to be merit based. So unless you, first of all, to be a part of the US military at this point in history is completely volunteer based. So you're taking people who want to do this and decreasing the amount when we're already at a recruitment deficit. Okay. And then people have to go through, boot camps, there's testing, there's all of these things. So if they get past that, meaning they're qualified, who are you going to get to replace them? Because don't get me wrong, built for it too. I really am. Do I want to go out to the military? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We know your girl like some good air conditioning, a good mani-pedi, not wearing uniforms, unless y'all let my uniform be pink and a little bedazzled and made out of stretchy material with a bunch of Reese cups in the pockets. And I'm pretty sure I cannot walk around with this cup in the military. So who you getting? Who you getting? Who you with? And once again, to the trans community, I stand with you. And like I said, I chose this article instead of reading the entirety of that memo. I do my best to try to avoid adding to people's trauma. I know sometimes we cannot avoid it in order to inform the public. This is one of those times. If you choose to go look it up, you choose. That is your choice. But here, keep in mind that the current SecDef is Pete Hegseth. Keep in mind that the current SecDef is Pete Hegseth. Mr. doesn't believe in war crimes. Believes that sexual assault is okay, whether in or out of the military, has pissed on himself, has gotten so freaking pissy drunk that women have had to basically handle him and move him along. Same person that doesn't know, who thinks that everything is a quota system. He also recently said that he's not sure if Russia started the war with Ukraine when he was the one in charge of, on camera, chronicling Russia starting the war with Ukraine on Fox Entertainment. I know that does not lessen the blow. I know that does not lessen the disrespect, unfortunately, coming from our federal government right now towards your community. I understand that and I respect that. I'm just putting that caveat out there. Like I said, I'm not going to go any more in depth into it because I don't want to give the appearance that I'm trying to speak over your community. At any point, if anyone from the trans community would like to voice where you stand regarding all of these attacks from the current administration, feel free to reach out to me, whether we do it here on a live or over on my podcast. My platform is your platform. Yeah. Now, this policy, this is what I will read regarding this policy, and then we'll stick a pin in it. The Pentagon's policy directive calls for establishing procedures to identify service members with gender dysphoria or a history of it within 30 days to begin separation actions. It said that exceptions could be made on a case-by-case basis if the government deems an interest in assessing the applicant that directly supports warfighting capabilities, or if a service member demonstrates 36 consecutive months of stability in their sex without clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. To people who agree with this, fuck you. Fuck you. Yep. 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 Mm-hmm. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. Good girl. Coming from Politico, GOP senators privately push Musk to coordinate more with Congress. How about not make it private? How about we make it public? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was Jolly Good Ginger who said, you made it public, we're going to make it publicer. I believe that if it wasn't Jolly Good Ginger, please correct me in the comments. But I believe it was him. That's what they should do. Because GOP, you are being taken to task so much at these town halls you're trying to have. And hey, Democrats, independents, start doing some town halls. This is how they know what to talk about. Not actually do, but we want y'all to do it and talk about it to know what the people want. Okay, yeah, I thought it was him. Because that's why they're getting quiet. Y'all need to be public about it. Because y'all know Musk doesn't have an approval rate. Why Musk has a approval rating, I don't know. But he doesn't have a high approval rating. Members of the Senate Doge Caucus members of the Senate Bukaki returning from a White House meeting with Elon Musk Thursday afternoon. If 1 + 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. What the fuck is this? What you mean a White House meeting with Elon? Push for the billionaire to coordinate more with Congress on his cuts to the federal government. How about, how about he consult with a job description? I Cause like I've never worked on well, I have worked on cars, but not to the level of like a certified technician, not to the level of a mechanic. Like I cannot build a car from scratch. I cannot, disassemble a car and put it back together. Okay. Not like that. That would be like me going to like Jiffy Lube, deciding who gets fired and who doesn't. No audit, no learning the ins and outs, like what? Okay. The meeting began with a discussion about retaining important federal employees in the wake of massive firings across federal government, according to Senator Roger Marshall, Republican out of Kansas, and Senator John Hoeven. How even are you? Okay. Okay. I'll be serious. 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 Not this decade though, but eventually I'll be serious. Republican out of North Dakota told Musk that it was important for senators to have points of contact with Doge to address concerns from constituents. Constituents, since Elon and all of the GOP love to be so active on Twitter, just start at them. Just start at them. And many of them have TikTok accounts. So start at them. Tell them what you want, what you really, really want. Tell them what you want, what you really, really want. You wanna oust old musky stuff. Okay. Once again, one day, I will be mature. Not today though. Not today though. I had my moment of maturity about an hour ago. That was squirrel. Exactly. Thank God for multiple devices and good friends. We want to make sure that we keep all the federal employees that are competent and care about America, Marshall said. We're breaking a few things, but at the end of the day, we'll keep the right people in place. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. Hold on. Where's my notes at? Because I don't. Wait a second. Hold on. Fire down. Yep. So, just a few days ago, they accidentally fired the entire Ebola prevention task force, and they had to go scramble to rehire them. And then, for that, they fired the people who had the nuclear codes. And some of those people were like, fuck you, we ain't coming back, you ain't never seeing us again, we out. So, hope we don't need them codes. And hopefully somebody knows how to change the code. But I think they fired that person too. Just saying. How did I do that? Okay. All right. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. They did cancel the meeting to work on next year's flu shot. And y'all better pray because there's somebody who one year there were two different strains of the flu floating around, and I ended up getting both strands of the flu. Yeah. And then measles is going around. And trust me, in my lifetime, I've had the measles. I've also had the German. I done pretty much had everything. I got a jacked up immune system. So keep your stinky asses over there. It's not fun. It's not fun. And a microbiologist who happens to be a mutual of mine, a wonderful, wonderful person, said to keep in mind that it also changes you. Like you're not just gonna have the measles and be okay. Yeah, just like COVID can get in there and change what's on the yeah. Yeah. Broadly, Republicans have been supportive of Musk's efforts. I really hate saying that. Muskie's efforts to cut down on federal government spending, though some have expressed anxiety about the pace. Some, some, they are losing favor with their voting base. I think a lot of y'all forget that there are midterm elections coming up next year, which means that they need to start hitting the campaign trail real soon. And I need y'all. Here is prime time to show all the politicians that it's not about money. Stop focusing so much on where you're going to get money from. You need to have campaign funds. You need to have this. You need to have that. Because it does not matter how much money you put into anything, okay? We learned that in this last Race to POTUS Mountain. It matters how the voting populace educates themselves and rallies together and who's going to vote on what side. Because you can throw a whole bunch of money into anything. It's down to the people who's going to vote for what. The Republicans have no problem telling everybody on Capitol Hill and in the White House that they will withhold their votes if they don't get X, Y, and Z. And this is why these people are under the impression that this is what the majority wants. Absolutely not. It's time for you to make some noise. I've said it before. I'm going to keep saying it. If you can go cuss out little Annabelle and little Alexander down at your local grocery store because you know that coupon expired 6 to 7 business months ago, but you're going to cuss them out to cause them to allow you to commit fraud. You can use that same energy for the motherfuckers who you pay for universal health care for them to have, and you pay their salary that keeps increasing while they keep telling you that you can't increase your own. Right, rage and fury. It's anxiety. Anxiety is, you know what? I'm gonna go get me I'm gonna get one of those folding chairs that comes like its own personal awning and a little table on the side. I got my bowl. I got a travel kettle. And we know I got some good cups and stuff. I'm gonna just go sit on Capitol Hill, literally. Be like, meet me outside. Come talk to me. Hey, Marjorie. Hey, Marge. Come here. Marge and the funky bitch Budge. Come here. Let me talk to you. That's what we need to start doing. Start popping up at their offices. They have local offices. I feel like everybody should vacation to DC this year. Tell them how you feel. Great. Hot off the presses. This is why I'm sitting here drinking ginger ale. Jesus Christ. Oh. And yeah, hold on. Ginger ale. Just keeps it cold. You can put ice at the bottom. Coming from Politico. Doge cuts eyed for GOP spending bill, raising shutdown fears. You know, I love a good gadget. Especially on a budget, or if my aunt's buying it. The strategy could help satisfy hardliners, but alienate Democrats whose votes will be needed to fund the government. Yeah, okay. Let's have some truth in journalism. I guess that's what I'm here for. It's not about, oh, we got to make sure the Democrats. No, the people. Okay, the people. We're tired of this government shutdown looming. We have been, what, a year and a half of, every 3 months we're going to come back. Put together a fucking budget. Stop trying to get something out of it for yourself. Do what's best for the people. Keep us fed, keep us housed, keep us happy, and keep us from fucking going to war. It really don't take much. Yeah, at least 4,000 people tomorrow. State Republicans are seriously exploring how to include cuts made by Elon Musk's Department of Government officials. If y'all don't whoop his ass and get him to fuck off the Capitol Hill, where is Schoolhouse Rock when you need it? And no, I don't need a song. I need the rock. So I can allegedly hit him with it. Allegedly. Allegedly. I want to yield Schoolhouse Rock as a weapon. Allegedly. But knowing Elon Musk, he would probably want to smoke the Schoolhouse Rock. Allegedly. Well, not so much allegedly, because he be talking about his drug usage on Twitter. Allegedly. I said allegedly. In an upcoming government funding bill, a move that would skyrocket tensions with Democrats and drastically raise the potential for a government shutdown. Fuck what it's going to do to the Democrats. Think about us that hold the power. If we vote you out of office, what you going to do? Because I feel like at this point, anybody who's trying to push forth propaganda lies and push legislation that is detrimental to us, we should not only vote them out of office, but don't nobody hire them. Y'all hear me, business owners? Don't nobody hire them. If somebody's going to hire them, make it be those conservative cronies that love to bootlick for them. All those conservative CEOs, CFOs, and COOs, let them hire them, because I bet you they won't. I bet you they won't. They put all that money behind them, talking about, yeah, listen to them, they're so great. They won't, because they're not qualified. Don't nobody hire them. Vote them out of office and don't hire them afterwards. Yes, David ain't gonna have slingshot. I'm just saying. I mean, it's gonna have to be a slingshot because I'm short and I can't see. So yeah, gotta do it that way. Allegedly. Top GOP leaders and Donald Trump's team have been discussing the idea, which is far from finalized, according to 3 people who were granted anonymity to discuss the conversations. I feel like it's the same 3 fucking people. Can y'all just like give them some names or some acronyms or something like? Because there's always 3 people asking for anonymity out of the Trump camp. Like I ain't mad at him. I ain't. Okay, call me Tupac. I ain't mad at you. No. But could you give us a little bit more of the scuttlebutt? Okay, thank you. But one of the people said the idea would be to codify some of the most egregious examples of alleged waste that Doge has identified and incorporate them into a government funding patch through the end of the fiscal year. Republicans would then dare Democrats to vote against the package, lest they be blamed for causing a shutdown come the March 14th deadline. And this is why it's important. And this is also why I do the news and break it down instead of pretending that every fucking thing is breaking news and giving you just snippets in a headline here and there. But this is when you need to call upon Democrats and say, explain to people what's going on. Talk to everybody as if they are still in primary school. And this is why I do what I do. There is no such thing as a singular bill. And what do I mean by that? Every piece of legislation has multiple things in it. They will talk to you about 1 or 2 things in the bill so that they can vilify the other side of the aisle. Just like what they keep saying is the TikTok ban bill. That was a minor part of what was in that bill and how it got passed. People weren't voting against TikTok. They were voting for things in order to sustain this country. See how they like to play? So they're going to be like, oh, see, you're not getting paid and this is what's happening. And the government is just in shambles on top of everything else because of the Democrats, because they wouldn't pass this and this would solve all of your issues. No, the fuck it won't. It would essentially be like somebody trying to convince you to burn down your own house because they said, well, we'll burn down your house, but we'll save the 20 other houses on your block that have newborns in it if you vote for this. Because they know that what they're trying to do is push forward some fuck shit. And the fuck shit that they're trying to get through, it went through the House, the Senate now has it, is cutting Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. You know, the things you pay into. Essentially, your federal government savings account, your HELOC. your federally funded 401k. They want to cut it from you getting it to be able to pay for tax cuts for people who already don't pay taxes or very, very little. The same people who don't really pay into Social Security through tax loopholes that should not exist, but love to draw from Social Security, which means that you have to go through all of those hoops regarding the money you put in because they need to deny so many to make sure Martha, who's sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars, can get $500 extra a month. Same people who will tell you that if you're disabled and you're going to draw Social Security, you essentially have to put yourself in poverty and remain in poverty to get pennies on the dollar. But Paul Lou Who can have $1 billion in investments and still get it. But codifying Doge actions would be a non-starter for Democrats who are already feeling pressure from liberal voters to put up a fight. Not just liberal voters, from common sense voters, from voters that realize how this is going to affect them, from voters who have not individualized themselves out of reality. Let's stop putting stupid ass, dumb fuck ass labels on everything and just make it plain. At some point, we have to learn from societal mistakes. At some point, we have to stop trying to prove that we have a better vocabulary than everybody else and take it down to the fucking basics. We have learned, it has been put firmly in our face that far too many people have no idea how anything works, that they just started kind of sort of paying attention to politics due to Trump. So we're going to have to take it down to the basics. And start saying shit is what the fuck it is. This is no longer liberal v conservative. No, because you forget about the moderates, you forget about the progressive. This is people who don't want to die or suffer, and people who think that they're exempt from it. And let's not forget the third category, the people who don't give a fuck about suffering or potentially dying because they think that there will be more dying and more suffering for folks that don't look like and think like them. And for those that aren't familiar with codifying is, that means putting it into law. There'll be no more chit-chatting about it, debating about it, petitioning about it. No, nothing. It will just be law. It is written, so it is done. Like that's it. Okay, wait a minute. Just got a breaking news update. From the AFP, under pressure from Trump, Mexico extradites 29 drug suspects. We need to impose tariffs because of drugs coming in. And the reason why the United States has a drugs, aka fentanyl problem, is because of Mexico. Even though the people that are generally bringing the drugs over here are using all of our borders, and they are military, work for the sheriff's office, are sheriffs, or generally speaking, U.S. permanent residents and or citizens. But Trump pressured Mexico to. I thought that's what we did. You know what? Mexico on Thursday extradited 29 alleged drug traffickers to the United States, its government announced, as it faces mounting pressure from U.S. President Donald Trump to tackle fentanyl smuggling. The mass extradition comes as Mexico seeks a deal with Washington to avoid being hit with tariffs that Trump has linked to illegal migration and flows of the deadly drug fentanyl. The U.S. Justice Department requested the handover. The Public Security Ministry and the Public Prosecutor's Office said in a joint statement without naming the suspects. Given the history of the United States and illicit substances, Now I know the Trump Library is just simply a website that's on the verge of being archived. We have the Betty Ford Clinic. So is the next widespread, highly known, plausibly respected clinic going to be the Don Jr. Clinic or the Don Senior Clinic? If you know, you know. According to the Mexican media, the former leaders of the ultra-violent Zetas cartel, Omar and Miguel Angel Trevino Morales. Bitch, I thought your name was long. I'm not in a cartel though. And no, I don't lead a cartel because I know that's gonna be your next question. No. Okay. I heard that involves getting dirty, and we know I ain't doing that. Absolutely. The Melania Madhouse. Okay. I don't know why this is restricted by age, but all of my lives. Okay, I guess. As well as veteran drug trafficker Rafael Caro Quintero, who is accused of murdering an undercover U.S. agent, were among those handed over. I thought we didn't know that. Okay. Caro Quintero was on the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation's list of top of 10 most wanted fugitives until his capture in 2022. So if he's captured, why do we want him? Because from what I hear down in Mexico, when you go to jail, like you go to jail, like they make sure, like you don't want to go back. Over here in the United States, they like the recidivism is, and people like be joking, like y'all didn't see how the Jan Sixers handled this shit. They was getting disrespectful in court. They done reoffended. They done some of them went to the upper room. So I don't. Okay. He was accused of ordering the kidnap, torture, and killing of Drug Enforcement Administration Special Agent Enrique Kiki Camarena. And y'all want to legally kidnap it? Okay. We not good with these type of criminals. Y'all remember last summer? Because I remember last summer when all like the murderers and violent criminals was like escaping from jail and prison, and we was having coast to coast nationwide manhunts from. We're not equipped for this. And then during the time where we just jacking up the CIA, we exposing people via email accidentally on purpose. We're downsizing the FBI. We got people leading the FBI that don't believe in the FBI. The DOJ done lost their fucking mind. Pam Bondi thinks that she is Wonder Woman on methamphetamines. I don't like when we were fully staffed, we was losing criminals. We about to be locked down again for a whole different reason. We're being locked down because the criminals gonna be okay. All right. Okay. The Webb County Sheriff's Office in the U.S. state of Texas issued an alert warning of possible violence in the city of Nuevo Laredo across the border due to the extradition of the Trevino Morales brothers. They already in prison, and these people about to nuck if you buck because they coming over to the United. Put it back, and stop touching it. Put it. First of all, let's not forget, okay? We supposed to be coming together to stand outside of a prison to collectively jump the bitch, Yolanda, okay? That killed our precious Selena, okay? Um, We need to also beat the shit out of J Lo because her Delulu ass really thinks that she morphed into slut. No, you didn't, bitch. And I blame Mary Hart for that. Mary Hart should have never asked her could she sing and was she gonna put out an album. See, J Lo had originally said no, and then she came out, but sorry, squirrel, my bad. But no, that's what we're supposed to be doing. And y'all, we are not prepared. We already can't fight. We understand. Okay, we is oh, and these people about to riot. Oh. Start a riot. Send Dog the bounty hunter. Take them to jail. Say pray. Well, if any of them is blonde, Dog just don't try to marry him. What the what the what the what the Sorry, somebody just sent this. I did not originally have this, and the headline is taking me out. I don't know what's in the article, so we're gonna find out together. I told y'all if I my friends are special. My friends are special. Trump declares Wayne Gretzky free agent after NHL legend supports Canada remaining a separate country. Trump, you're meeting with the UK Prime Minister today. You've been invited for a meeting with Chuck the Cuck. I'm sorry, King Charles. After you bungled the one with Lizzie before she went in the box, and you keep forgetting that Canada technically belongs to them, and you want to take their shit. I mean, I know the British Museum likes to you scour the globe taking everybody else's shit, but you want to take their shit. You know, the only people to successfully keep them from taking their shit been black, and that don't mean that they stop. Okay, you know what? It is a sharp word, like woo. After previously referring to Wayne Gretzky as the governor of Canada, President Donald Trump has declared the NHL legend a free agent. Who the, is he just gonna call everybody that he knows that for a fact is from Canada the governor of Canada? I can't. Justin Trudeau announced his plan to resign as Canada's prime minister earlier this year. Earlier this, y'all make it okay. I know that the century that is 2025 has been a long one. Okay, January was a long year. February has February is supposed to be a short year, but it's been a long decade. It has been a long decade. Talking about at the beginning of the year, last month, did are they making y'all write a certain amount of words for these articles? It is. It's been a long century. You know, in 20 years, we're gonna be four score and a century ago. The century that was named February 2025 was quite the eventful ceremony. Melania was okay with Trumpetina and Muskie maneuvering throughout the White House in their skivvies. And yes, I really do teach history, and I teach it just like that. I said I'm good at what I do. I said I'm brilliant. I never said I was mature. Okay. Okay. Plus, that's how those things go in my head. Just the squirrels are going wild today. I'm trying. I am trying. Not very hard, but I'm trying. Justin, wait a minute, earlier this year, yeah, January, prompting Trump to ask Gretzky if he wanted to be the country's governor after Trump called for Canada to become the 51st state. Are you going to ask Shania Twain next? Are you gonna ask Mr. Graham and his angels? I mean, Drake and Trump, they like a good minor. Wait, isn't Mr. Tool Time a Canadian too? Mr. Santa Claus, and he a criminal too. He dibble dabbled in the narcotics trade. Would you stop? However, Trump said in his Truth Social post Wednesday, his friend is somewhat low key about Canada remaining a separate country rather than becoming a cherished and beautiful 51st state. Wait. Hold on. When did Wayne Gretzky? Yeah, Tim the Tool Man. Um. Okay, you know what? I, Wayne, I don't. Wayne and Trump are friends. Hold on. Wait a second. We gonna fact check this in real time. I never thought to. Okay, Trump has since backtracked, now calling him the Great One. Huh? Wait a minute. It's okay. Okay. It appears only Trump thinks that they're friends. Which should have been screen recorded. You know what? Okay, so evidently only Trump thinks that he and Wayne Gretzky have been friends because I can't. Reason why. Okay, so the Great One is now on the market. Wayne Gretzky is a fantastic guy. They call him the Great One, and he is. He could run for any political office in Canada and win. Wayne is my friend, and he Wayne is my friend, and he wants to make me happy, and is therefore somewhat low key about Canada remaining a separate country rather than becoming a cherished and beautiful 51st state, paying much lower taxes, a free and powerful military, no tariffs, and having a booming economy. Trump wrote on Wednesday. How the fuck do you have a free military? Does he not know how? And Wayne Gretzky wants to make him happy. The same Wayne Gretzky. What? Reggie, you old enough to remember Wayne Gretzky in his prime on the ice? If you've ever seen a Wayne Gretzky interview, Wayne Gretzky wants to make who happy? That's like saying Charles Barkley wants to make somebody happy. Who? Who? What? Wayne Wayne delusional as shit. Okay, did say Gretzky attended a victory party for Trump's 2024 election win after Trump defeated Vice President Kamala Harris. Gretzky was spotted wearing a MAGA hat shortly afterwards and attended Trump's inauguration. I mean, I guess you need some place to flee to. Now that you figured out how fucking stupid that endorsement was. Okay, just so y'all know, we haven't even gotten up to what I put aside for the midday catch-up. This is stuff that has just come in since I started this. Okay, real quick, because we're coming up on an hour, and I try not to keep y'all too long. And new flavor of ocean spray blue Delulu, absolutely. Okay, now y'all remember, if you didn't see it, it's on TikTok and it's also on YouTube. I told y'all that Trump uh, is trying to pitch the idea of the Trump gold visa for $5 million. Now, keep in mind, we had something similar. It wasn't a $5 million thing. And other countries have had it in order to make money. But I want you to remember that Trump keeps saying that the United States is the purse of the globe, meaning like everybody owes us money, which is a lie. We owe everybody else money. Okay, we in debt up to our wazoo. So we need to make money on top of the stuff that he wants to pay for. Well, here's an update on the whole gold card visa situation. This is coming from Fortune. President Trump says U.S. can pay off $36 trillion debt by selling wealthy immigrants $5 million gold card visas and eventual citizenship. How much you want to bet that eventual never happens? Andrew Tate already has dual citizenship. He and his brother are dual citizens between Great Britain and the United States. Andrew Tate and his brother, what they're doing is shopping for a preemptive pardon, because the level of trafficking they were doing would be on the federal level, which would be under the purview of the POTUS. But here's something that Andrew and his brother are not considering, that their crimes are international, so now they have to deal with Interpol. Yeah, a lot of people didn't, but I have been following the I promise y'all I can talk. The Tate trial for a while and digging into some stuff, because I was wondering how they were able to move so seamlessly places, especially when the initial warrants came out. So yeah, but they've moved into Interpol territory. So at this point, instead of shopping for a preemptive pardon, they need to be shopping for a plea. They need to be shopping for a plea. And given that it was 3, then it was 2. I believe it's still 2 women that were charged as co-defendants / co-conspirators. You don't really hear about so much. I feel like those women copped the plea. Yeah, they got it bad, especially since they got so cocky that their podcast essentially became the blueprint for prosecution. Like, they admitted to their crimes on the podcast. But yeah. Now back to this. Keep in mind, Trump keeps saying that everybody needs to pay us. We're paying so much money out. We're paying so much money out. No, we're repaying debts. We are $36 trillion in debt. And before somebody comes in here going, well, see, that's why Elon Musk is doing what he's doing. Musk promised to save us $4 trillion. Then he said, no, realistically, that's $2 trillion. Realistically, it's not a damn fucking thing. This country was founded on debt. You're never getting out of the debt. This is why we're pretty much one of the only countries on the planet where you're perpetually paying property taxes. They sell you a dream that puts you in forever debt. But Donald Trump believes he can pay off America's $36 trillion national debt by charging rich immigrants $5 million for a gold card, which has green card privileges plus a route to citizenship. Now, Trump also believes that, the rich people, they'll come here and they'll spend the money. Rich people already come here and spend money. Y'all do realize that there are birthing packages that you can purchase, like vacation packages in other countries to come over here to give your children dual citizenship. The wealthy are doing this. Like, there are penthouses for these people to come in, give birth, and like be here for so long, do paperwork, and then go back home. Like, no joke. They've even done shows and like little docu-series about it here within the United States for years. That's why I think it's so funny that as much as the true crime girlies and the docu girlies keep missing this shit every time they come out with more propaganda. The rich already come here. They don't want to stay here. We are the shithole country. We're infested with the roaches and the rats. Our roof leaks. We got 3 good patches of good grass. Okay? The dirt in our yard is mixed with glass and needles. Okay? We got broke down cars in the front, side, and the backyard. Okay? Don't nobody want to move close to us. We bring all the property values down. Trump made the impromptu announcement in the Oval Office yesterday, telling reporters, remember the words gold card. Please don't. Please don't. Please absolutely don't. The president said he had planned to make the announcement next week, but seized the opportunity to share the news while signing executive orders on Tuesday. Yeah, because they didn't put that in your script for next week. And for those that think that real work is taking 2 to 3 business hours a day to sit at a desk and just sign with a Sharpie some shit that you didn't write and have no idea what it says and then hold it up like, I'm a good boy. That is not work. Okay? That is. I'll switch schedules for one day with Trump. He would probably keel over and croak by hour 1.5 of my schedule because I got like 67 days. But yeah, yeah, I'm a good guy. I'm a human good boy. My beef with Trump is deep. It is deep in my spirit. As a result, details of what the gold card will entail are still sparse, but the Republican politician said wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. No, the fuck they won't. Okay, Reagan 2.0. No, the fuck they won't. Okay, we already know. Wealthy people teach wealthy people how to skate past taxes. Okay, and as far as hiring a bunch of people, they're going to hire people off of these same gold cards that he went on to say companies could purchase in order to entice immigrants to come over here and work. The same immigrants that they keep trying to convince you ain't shit and are taking your jobs. Would you quit? No. What do you want? I got one more. Okay. No, get off of me. No, 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 no. You're not tapping my. I'm not the toddler in this situation. Technically, you are. No, I am in charge. Supervisor, you do it. But she get nose to nose, like you gonna listen today. That's okay. Because when he get home, I promise you, she act like I done stress her out all day. What? No, don't come around on the other side. That's it. No, I got one more. Now, since we're talking about scopes, I joke about it, but it is pretty serious. We know about the Jan 6 pardons, but there are some questions, even with this current Department of Justice. What is the scope? Because a lot of these people were found out to be Jan 6ers because of other charges they had, and their Jan 6 charges kind of uncovered some other things. So now the question, that dogs do boss me around. What? Why why do you look so serious? Am I? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm an adult. I'm sure. I, I am an adult. Can you can, can I have some personal space, please? Thank you. Thank you. What? We gonna act like we don't see her. We're gonna act like we don't see her. Okay. Like I said, so there's some questions on what the scope is. And coming from Politico, DOJ has abruptly broadened its view of Trump's Jan 6 pardons. A judge wants answers. A Trump appointed judge grilled a Justice Department prosecutor on the department's change in position. Florida woman energy. This is definitely Florida woman energy. Shit. You're just not going to look at her. 3 weeks ago, the Justice Department was emphatic. Donald Trump may have pardoned Kentuckian Dan Wilson for crimes he committed at the Capitol on January 6th, but that pardon did not extend to his unrelated conviction for illegally storing firearms at his house. Yeah, that's Kentucky man energy right there. Knowing you're doing something illegal, you get a pardon for one thing. It's like, hey, all in the kid and caboodle. Like we know, like we don't know you about to go home and do the same shit all over again. Then on Tuesday, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington reversed course, saying it had received further clarity about Trump's true intent, which included pardoning Wilson for the gun case. What kind of fuckery is this? What the hell? That man ain't never say that everybody was getting a blanket pardon for everybody. And all his charges, state charges, on the case of Kentucky Commonwealth charges. Prosecutors did not explain how they arrived at this new clarity. Oh, because non-deconstructing Euro-Americans love to use statistics, and they will skew statistics to be in their favor. It is statistically not looking good that so many Jan 6ers are either refusing the pardons. Yes, there are those that are doing that because they're like, yeah, I'm 100% guilty. And a lot of them are like, I already served the time. I already did this. People already know my face has been everywhere. Okay, that's maturity. That's growth. Kudos. We love that. And other people are reoffending. And they don't want those statistics regarding the reoffenders. Like, these are career criminals. Would you stop? These are career criminals with no intention on stopping the madness. Earlier this week and last week, we found out that there were 2 people plotting to kill FBI agents. Like, imagine the mental gymnastics you're going through to know that you plotted out a crime, went through with the crime, got found out, talked shit in court, knowing that you were guilty, allocated to your crimes. Talk shit like, yeah, Trump is going to release me anyway. Doesn't matter, fuck you. They're cutting off house arrest bracelets and everything else on camera, not giving a shit. And put my shoe back. I'm not that busy. Put it back. Sorry. Not you trying to run away with my Uggs. So they need to skew the statistics. So of course they're going to broaden the scope of what can be pardoned. No, don't go get the other one either. The dog says that I'm stressing her out, but she is stressing me out to the max. What is wrong with you? Not you. You taking my stuff. You're bullying me on camera. Who are you talking to? Talking. You know I'm black, right? Can you see me? Because I see you looking like a four-legged Barbie. No, get away from me. We are not friends anymore. I'm putting up a barrier since you're afraid of the there. Talking to me. Leave me alone. No, so yeah. So they love to skew statistics. And this is why she is still in the whole show. I thought I escaped the showstopper, the show stealer, when I left Puppers with Daddy. But now Puppet is up here doing it. here we go. And this is why you have deconstructing Euro Americans that are always trying to throw out statistics. So it sounds good and it looks good. Let's hear it. The abrupt reversal prompted a federal judge, now weighing Wilson's last minute effort to avoid prison for the gun conviction, to demand answers from the Trump administration on Wednesday. Who exactly did Trump mean to pardon when he signed his sweeping clemency order last month, and for what crimes? During a 2-hour hearing in her federal courtroom, U.S. District Judge Dabney Friedrich, okay, I thought Dabney was a dude. And no, this ain't got nothing to do with sexism or nothing. If anybody ever watched the Cosby Show, then you know Dabney that Vanessa brought home. Dabney Bricky. Okay, sorry, squirrel. A Trump appointee grilled a Justice Department attorney about the matter and appeared to leave it with more questions than answers. And Wilson's freedom is in the balance. He's slated to report to prison unless Friedrich agrees to stop the sentence. At the heart of the controversy is the vague language of Trump's mass pardons for January 6 rioters. He granted clemency to anyone convicted of offenses related to events that occurred at or near the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. He granted clemency to anyone convicted of offenses related to events that occurred at or near the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. That ain't vague. That's not vague. But if y'all really want to fuck up the courts and mess with Trump, did you get a jaywalking ticket? Were you in DC near that? Did you get a speeding ticket? Did you get a parking ticket? Did you shoplift that day? But you harboring guns in Kentucky. Were you going to be passing? Did you pass those guns out up there? And once again, is the charge federal or state? January 6 defendants have repeatedly argued that the language is so broad it covers other crimes that have nothing to do with January 6th. No, it doesn't. Like, am I? I know I'm running on a decreased amount of Reese cups. I know I am. Okay. And it's been a while since I done had a good Mountain Dew. I realize that. Okay. So the Smarticle particles, they fire. They doing it. Okay. They just not doing it as quickly. All right. But it says convicted of offenses related to events that occurred at or near the United States Capitol on January 6th. So how are y'all attaching shit that ain't got nothing to do with January 6th? Okay. Language is so broad, it covers other crimes that have nothing to do with January 6th, but were discovered during the vast criminal probe stemming from the Capitol attack. Y'all do realize that y'all recorded y'all sales. And y'all talked about it on social media. And a lot of y'all talked about it on social media while you were committing other crimes. Like, y'all can't just leave good enough alone. Like you got away with murder. You got away with murder. And y'all. So this is why y'all willing to try to kill FBI agents and everything else, because y'all think that y'all. Lord Jesus, they and their attorneys think that if they blame it on the rain, aka January 6th, they can just get away. Oh my goodness, this is not a forever perpetuity. They included Jeremy Brown, who was serving a 7-year sentence in Florida for possessing grenades and classified information. Elias Constianes, who was serving a 2-year sentence for possessing illegal guns and drugs, and Daniel Ball, a repeat offender facing firearms charges in Florida. Is it me? Is it? They did. They did brag about it explicitly for months, and then when Friedrich pressed, Blackwell acknowledged that there were exceptions to the Justice Department's new interpretation. For example, she said a North Carolina man charged with possessing child pornography was not covered. So that's because authorities had suspected the man, David Daniel, of exploiting a minor prior to the January 6th investigation. A Tennessee man convicted of conspiring to kill his January 6th investigators was not intended to be covered either, Blackwell said, because his conspiracy was a separate plot devised long after the Capitol attack. But hold up, wait a minute. They said anything in connection with it, and he was plotting to kill the people who were investigating him. So you're literally picking and choosing where to expand it for the sole purpose of statistics. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, this is gonna be the last one, and then I'm going to go and deep fry a Philly cheesesteak. Yes, you heard me right, because this is stressful. From the AP, a Georgia Republican known for her Jesus, guns, and babies slogan is running for Congress. Why the fuck not? Why not? Why not? You know what? Elmo, get Rocco. Let Rocco run for Congress. Okay? Rocco pissing us all off anyway. Might as well join join the band of barely brain dead bitches. I don't know. A Georgia Republican who ran a fringe campaign for governor under the slogan Jesus, Guns, and Babies says she's running for Congress in 2026. Candace Taylor of Baxley announced during an appearance Tuesday on Steve Bannon's War Room podcast that she will seek the GOP nomination in Southeast Georgia's 1st congressional district. I'm ready to go to DC and blow some things up. I bet you are. My problem is, I think you mean literally. And you ain't talking about the bathroom. Lord, Lord, Lord. Jesus, take the wheel and beat the shit out of her with it, allegedly. Allegedly. Declaring that Republicans and Democrats alike will support her because I represent Jesus. You represent Jesus with guns? And everybody gonna like you because you represent. Everybody on Capitol Hill say that they represent the Lord. Now, which Lord they talking about, we don't know. Okay. Oh my goodness. Just because you say, oh God, oh God, oh God, every other night does not mean you're religious. Religious morality and conspiracy theories were at the forefront of Taylor's long shot bid for Georgia governor in 2022. Another loser. Like, the GOP has an unhealthy attachment to losers. They love it. But you represent Jesus with your guns and conspiracy theories. She campaigned on a bus emblazoned with the words Jesus, guns, babies, and called for the destruction of a Georgia monument, sometimes likened to Stonehenge. Taylor called it satanic. While Governor Brian Kemp won the gubernatorial primary, Taylor came in third with 3% of the vote. She refused to concede, instead claiming without evidence that the election had been marred by widespread cheating. Taylor currently serves as the Georgia Republican Party's first district chairperson. Girl, they voted you into that position, but they couldn't vote you into office. They don't like you. 3%. 3%. And she's at that's because they was I I'll see y'all in about an hour and a half over here. Well, on TikTok. We'll go over savage inequalities. I'm sorry, a little bit more. And then at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, uh, we'll be over on YouTube for tonight's podcast. I got no, I don't. I don't. Jesus, guns, and babies. She represents Jesus, but believes in conspiracy theory. She's a Republican chairperson that could only get 3% of the vote. And she called that widespread cheating. And she believes she's ready for Capitol Hill and that everybody will like her because she represents Jesus. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is Marjorie and Lauren didn't have a baby. All right, y'all. Yeah, thanks for joining. As always, each one reach one, each one teach one. Yeah.